Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. It's battle report time again, and we've got the Black Legion throwing down against the Space Wolves. So Jakey boy's back again. He's going to be heading up the Space Wolves. Same list as last time. I'll go over it again, but it's no changes as of yet. We're sort of keeping it this way just till we get a codex update. And I'll be heading up the Black Legion because I was staring at my Abaddon model and I was like, that model is badass and needs some table time. So that's where we're at. So what we'll do is we'll break down these two armies, tell you what's in them, command points, all that jazz, and get this battle report underway. Alright, let's have a look. So, Space Wolves. What do we got? It's a battalion, so 12 command points. We've got Ragnar up front. He's going to be the warlord. You love him. You know what he does. He beats the crap out of stuff. He chainswords things. He loves his life. Coming up the back here, Bjorn the Fell-Handed. With his True Claw, he's got a heavy flamer and twin las cannons. He's the beat stick, he's the man. Alright, troops, Blood Claws, 6 of, so we've got Wolfguard Terminator with Thunderhammer and Storm Shield leading the pack. Then we've got Pack Leader with Power Fist. Then the rest of the guys just have Astartes Chainswords and Bolt Pistols. Coming across here, we've got a Primaris Intercessor Squad. All with auto bolt rifles, and the pack leader has a power fist. Coming across here, unit of Grey Hunters, led by a Wolfguard Terminator. He's got power fist, storm bolter. Then we've got pack leader with power fist and bolter. We've got a plasma gun, chainsword, and then we've got 3 guys with chainswords and bolters. Then we've got fast attack. We've got Thundercav. All of them have storm shields, 4 of them have lightning claws, and the pack leader has a thunderhammer. Then we've got, probably should have done elites first, but anyway, we've got the Wolfen Dreadnought, Fenrisian Great Blizzard Axe Shield. I don't know if I said that right, but he's got the axe and shield. He did pretty well last game. He hits hard and can take hits with Duty Eternal now, quite brutal. Then we've got Heavy Sport. Long Fangs with heavy boulders, did really well last time. Heavy boulders are a thing now. Cheap, cheerful, lots of shots, lots of damage. Damage 2 now, go get them. Then over here, another Long Fangs pack. We've got Wolfguard Terminator. He's got Cyclone Missile Launcher. He's got the Lightning Claw Storm Bolter. Then we've got Rocket, 3 of. 2 las cannons. And then we've just got the pack leader here. So, that's 1,500 points of Space Wolves. We'll see how they go. Let's go over here and have a look at what I'm taking in my Black Legion detachment. So, today, obviously, we got Abaddon the Despoiler. You love him, he's the man. He's he'll be the warlord because, well, he's bloody Abaddon. What are you asking questions for? So, he'll be the warlord of the army. HQ number 2 is a Hellstalker. It's got the Bale Flamer. Yeah, it's got the Bale Flamer. He's got his chainsword, spear, bloody thing. He's looking cool. He's ready to go. And I think it's Technovirus Injector because he's got goop coming out of his mouth. So, you know. Troops. I've decided to go really troops heavy just because this edition seems to favour troops sitting on objectives. So, we got 6 units of troops. So, starting at the back. We've got 1, 2, 3 with bolters and a las cannon. Then at the front here we got 1, 2, 3 identical again. They've got champion, so they've all got the chainswords and bolt pistols, Astartes chainswords. One's got a flamer, and then the champion in each squad has a power axe and combi flamer. So obviously we've got some troops to sit back on back objectives. Then we got our go-getters. Alright, heavy support. We got a Defiler, the big dog. He's got auto cannons, battle cannons, and Havoc Missile Launcher, and his big crab claws. Then we got 1, 2 Venom Crawlers to follow him around, doing, listen to what he says, with his giant demon head. Then over here, last but not least, we've got a Helldrake, just Khaleesiing the shit out of things, burning these people underneath, and flying around the battlefield. It will have a Bale Flamer. So that comes in as a battalion at 12 command points. Having Abaddon gives you an additional 2 command points. So this is going to come in at a whopping 14 command points for the Black Legion. So they're the 2 armies. They'll be throwing down today. Abaddon's in town. Ragnar's like, no mate, you're not. And he's coming to kick his ass. Alright guys, We'll roll up a mission and we'll get back to you in a minute. Alright guys, we've rolled up a mission and the mission is called Retrieval Mission. So for Retrieval Mission there's six objectives. So there's one under here, there's one here, one here, one here, one here, and if we go around the other side here, there's one here. So, same as most missions in 9th edition. If you hold an objective, you get 5 points. If you hold more than one objective, you get an additional 5 points. If you hold more than your opponent, you get an additional 5 points for a maximum of 15 points per round. Secondaries, we've both chosen the same secondaries again. We've gone for attrition again because we like killing stuff. So that's we don't want the game to just be objectives. So we take some of the objectives that are more killing stuff to force us to kill stuff. So we've gone for attrition. The other one we've both gone for is engage on all fronts. And we've both chosen the mission objective, which is called minimal losses. So minimal losses pretty much is we've counted up all the units in each of our armies. And then at the end, depending on what the percentage is, I think it's if we've still got 75%, you get an additional 15 points. If you've got 50%, you get 10 points. And if you've got 25% or lower, you get 5 points. So it could go really bad and we kill the crap out of each other and we only both get an additional 5 points. But that's just how these things go sometimes. So, the deployment, the setup. For my army, over here we've got Helldrake, Hell Turkey, caw-caw! Then underneath him here we got an assault unit of Marines and then a gunner unit behind them so that they can come out here down this pipeway. Then in the center here, same thing, so assault unit, gunner unit. Then we've got a big blob in here, Venom Crawler, Abaddon the Despoiler, Hellstalker, and then the big lad up the front with his cannon. And then same thing here, so long range unit, close combat unit to come down here. So I've sort of put all my troops around. So we're going to have some sitting back on objectives and some running forward. So that's where we're at with that. We'll come around here for Jake's army. So way up in these rafters, he's got a nice overview of everything up here with this long fang squad up here. So this is the anti-tank one. Then if we come down to the bottom of the building, we've got a Grey Hunters unit so they can pop out and take this objective. Then if we come around here, we got Wolf and Dreadnought, Raggers, and then we got the 5 Thunderwolves. Back here, Primaris Marines holding the rear objective. We've discussed this before. We're both, they're really good at holding objectives, so that's kind of where their role in this army has come to. Over here, we've got Blood Claws, another Long Fangs with the Bolters, and then Bjorn. So he's spread out across the battlefield. So both of us have everything on the battlefield. And for the first turn, I'm opting to give Jake the first turn because with all these objectives, I think that and the amount of troops that I've got, hopefully late game, I'll be able to jump on these and score, outscore him with some of the objectives. So that's my plan of thinking. This could go horribly wrong and he could just shoot the crap out of me with his long fangs, but I feel like I have deployed well enough to take one round of shooting off him. So we'll get on with Space Wolf's first turn and see what happens. We'll get back to you at the end of this. Alright guys. Alright guys, pretty straightforward turn for the Space Wolves. He has done a little bit of movement. Not a great deal of movement, but a little bit. We'll start over this side. So, Blood Claws ran up into here, getting cover and securing this objective. Bjorn followed up and sat on this objective. He ran these long fangs out here because he couldn't really get line of sight. With the new rules like shooting through things, he can't hit things anyway. So I think he's trying to get these heavy bolters more central from what he's done here. Coming over here, these guys stayed here in the back and they're just going to hang on to that objective over there. Then over here, we've had a big push forward. So he's got all the Thundercav, he's got Ragnar Blackmane, and he's got the Wolf and Dreadnought all sort of pressed forward, looking down this centre bit. Makes sense. These guys stayed up here, and he actually kept these Grey Hunters down in here. I don't know, he said because he's already got these guys on here, these guys are reserves to come up on that because he doesn't want to lose them all to shooting. So, go figure. Shooting wise, pretty straightforward. Long fangs and Bjorn over here shot through here and absolutely decimated the Defiler, just blew him up. He is gone skis. He didn't explode, but he got pumped. So taking the giving him the first turn, I thought I could have taken those shots, but I didn't. But anyway, that's okay. So that's Space Wolf's first turn. No points scored yet, because you don't score points till, well, for these objectives anyway, till the start of your second round. So we'll get on with it and see what I can do with the chaos, and we'll get back to you in a minute. Hopefully we can remove all these Thunderwolves and have happy days. All right, guys. All right, guys. End of Black Legion turn 1. And what have we done? So, movement wise, these guys stayed on the back objective. These guys sort of slightly moved forward, so they're within 3 of that. These guys here ran. These moved up just their normal 10 inches. Abaddon ran up. The Hellstalker moved, and then he's up where he is, because you know what. These guys ran forward. These guys just stepped out of the building to hold this objective. These guys ran forward up here. The Hell Turkey's all the way up here. Caw-caw! So, that's it for movement. Shooting wise, all these units of troops pretty much did nothing across the board, actually, to be of any note. So, we'll just skip them. They didn't do anything. They're just there to hold objectives. But the way they're going, they may well just all have bolt guns and spent points on other stuff. But hey, that's only in this battle. Don't get too upset. These 2 Venom Crawlers rolled really high for their guns and got 6 shots each. Shot up into here and killed 3 rockets and the pack leader, and put a wound on one of the las cannons. So there's only the big guy up the top and the 2 las cannons. So that significantly reduced the anti-tank capacity, which was nice. Over this side, the Hell Turkey flew in and bale flamed, killing 3 of the heavy bolter guys, and then assaulted the last one to finish them off. And then in here, the Lord Discordant ran in. He killed 1 Thunderwolf and wounded another one, but then copped a whopping 12 wounds back. So he just got the absolute shit beat out of him. To which Jake has just brought to my attention means that he's no longer with us. So that's actually killed. I'm used to playing Iron Warriors and him having 13 wounds. So that's actually a dead model. So we'll remove him and we'll allow him to do his move up for his turn. So what that actually changes right now while I'm filming is that would mean that at the end of this battle round, the only points scored is Jake will get 4 points for attrition for killing more units than my units. So we'll remove this Hellstalker. We'll allow these guys to move up, and we'll get back to you at the end of Space Wolf's turn 2. That's not a good thing. Alright guys, we'll get back to you. Alright guys, end of Space Wolf's turn 2. And there's been some moving and some shaking of the wolf tails, really. You know, puppy dog style. Alright, let's go over points wise. So at the start of the turn, we obviously removed the Hellstalker, as we discussed, and allowed him to move forward. He still had a unit, like the way he spaced his Space Wolves out, he still had them within this at the start of the turn. So he had this objective, and this objective, which gave him a total of 10 points, because he wasn't holding more than me, but he was holding 3. So that put him on 14 points at the end of that round, because we've got to go to the end of the battle round with kill points and all that sort of stuff. He did, however, score some points too for being in all table quarters. So if you have a look, he's here, and he's over here. So he's bumped up, I think, to, I'm pretty sure it's 16 or 17 points at the end of battle round 2, which isn't bad. So, movement wise, these guys came out of the building to sit on this after that stuff moved forward. This guy stayed here, that's all they've done. Bjorn stayed here. These guys are all up in these guys' grill, and then there's a heap of stuff up here moving forward. So, shooting wise, the long fangs up here, shot over into this venom crawler at the back, only doing 2 wounds. Bjorn over here shot into the hell turkey, then ran in and bashed its brains in, and he pretty much had himself Thanksgiving lunch. So he just absolutely pumped that turkey. I think he pumped that turkey. I can't even hold my face straight after saying that. He killed the hell turkey. I think he'd done something like 21 wounds on it between the just with his true claw. I think he did 3 with the las cannon, then he ran in and done another 21 with his true claw. That thing is brutal. Right, so shooting wise was pretty quick. Combat, we'll start over here. These guys ran in and killed 3 of these Chaos Space Marines and lost nothing in return. They were able to, the Chaos Space Marines stayed on the board because they're Black Legion. They've got +1 to their leadership, so they managed to pass their attrition test and stay in combat with these guys, but didn't do anything back. But they're holding them there because he would have been able to come up here on my objective here, and that wouldn't have been good. Then over here, so pretty much, he started his combat here and made the fatal mistake of doing that. So I actually interrupted with Abaddon and beat down a couple of his wolves, which was nice. Then he hit back. He aimed everything at Abaddon. He took 4 wounds off him, which wasn't too bad. I managed to save the Thunderhammer ones, but then all these wolf attacks and lightning claw attacks managed to take a wound off him. Then Ragnar ran in and just annihilated that 5-man squad just with ease. Just pumped those 5 buddy guys. They didn't even see him coming. He just come leaping out of this bush here. Pow! You're gone, son. Quick thing too, if anyone can sort of correct us, we were looking up lightning claws, and it says +1 attack for a lightning claw. Like, it doesn't say, I don't know if it's a typo or something like that, but it doesn't say that you have to have 2 to get the extra attack. It just says a lightning claw gives you an extra attack. So for this game, we're playing it that way, but if any of you can just write in the comments, like if you've found anywhere or if it's been amended. That's the word. Yeah. Alright, so at the end of Space Wolf's turn 2, he's kicking the absolute snot out of me, and he's got good board control here. So I'm going to have to do something serious in the next battle round, and we'll get back to you in a minute. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Chaos turn 2. We've tried to push forward. I don't know how successful it was. So, movement was, all these Chaos Marines are up in these guys' grill. These guys sort of just stayed still here and here, holding objectives. Sort of these guys panned out a bit to move around here to get some more lines of sight, like down the battlefield. And these guys sort of just stayed where they were because there was a lot of stuff in front of them and they couldn't really go anywhere. So, shooting wise, not a lot actually happened in shooting. This wasn't in combat. It's pretty much this thing and these guys all shot up into the rafters up here to try and kill these guys, and pretty much did nothing at all. So those long fangs live on. Down here, this guy also tried to shoot in combat. Nothing come of it. And obviously these guys were already in combat. So starting over here, I pretty much charged every unit in onto these blood claws to finish them off. And they're still there. So I think they lost 2 blood claws and 1's wounded, yep. But then in return, they targeted all their attacks on the weakened unit that was there and finished them off. So that was another unit destroyed for Jake. Then over here, Abaddon managed to finish off the guys that were here, which was good. Killing the rest of the Thunderwolves, but it still wasn't enough, so that actually put Jake ahead, so he got the 4 points for that. So actually going back a few steps, I got 10 points at the start for holding these 3 objectives. Wasn't holding more than Jake, so I only got the 10. Same as what happened to him. And then I wasn't able to kill more than him because I only killed 1 unit. He'd already killed a couple of units, plus he killed a unit just in my turn. Ragnar here chopped into this guy because I charged in to try and just tie up some stuff here. Didn't do anything. Ragnar made all his saves, and then he turned around and took 4 wounds off this guy. So at the end of battle round 2, the Space Wolves, Jakey Boys puppies from Russ, have got 21 victory points, and my Black Legion are on 10 victory points. So Going into battle round 3, which is the assault phase for space puppies. This could get brutal, so hopefully we can do something about it, because he's still got some real hard hitters on the battlefield, i.e. Bjorn and an unwounded Ragnar, and he's way ahead on points. So hopefully we can pull a rabbit out of a hat here and do something, otherwise we're going to get pumped. Alright, we'll get back to you at the end of Space Wolves turn 3. Alright guys, end of Space Wolves turn 3. And they have they've turned it up. So let's just go through it. Movement wise, there's a little bit of movement here to get into range, and same over here. And this stuff all just move forward. Okay, so shooting, these guys up here, these guys down here, and Bjorn combined their shooting and obliterated the squad that was at the back holding my rear objective. Then in combat here, this guy ran in and killed one of the spiders with his choppy bloodiness, and then this guy cut down the other one. So no more spiders on the table. This combat over here just keeps raging on. This is going nowhere. He killed a couple of us, we killed a couple of them, everyone stayed. So there's Power Fist guy and the Thunderhammer guy, and then there's a couple of Power Axes and Flamers and these guys in here. So I'm still holding that objective due to numbers, but he's pumped me pretty good everywhere else. So pretty much on this side of the table, we've got Abaddon, these guys still holding the objective, and this over here. So Jake's on 34 points at the end of this battle round. I'm still only on 10. So I don't know how I'm going to catch him, but I'm not giving up yet. I'm at least going to try and use Abaddon. I should also mention as well, what the spider that Ragnar killed blew up and took 3 mortal wounds off Ragnar and 2 mortal wounds off Abaddon. So Abaddon's critically wounded. But we will get back to fighting it out and see if the Chaos can't do something to redeem themselves. Maybe I can run in here and at least kill these two and even out that 4 points. But we'll see what happens. It's not looking good for Chaos. The Wolves are bringing it to us. But that's okay. We'll stay in the fight and we'll get back to you at the end of Chaos turn 3. Alright. End of Chaos turn 3. You ever have one of those battle rounds where on your turn your opponent does more damage than you? I feel like that's what's just happened. So we'll go through it. Over here, he managed to finish off one of the other units. We fought back and didn't do anything to him. So these pesky guys are still here. They're not taking the objective, but they're definitely contesting it. If we come over to here, this is pretty much what happened. Abaddon moved forward and with his shooting managed to finish off Ragnar. Then he charged into this Dreadnought. He rolled a 6 for his Dracnian, so he had like 13 attacks. Then he rolled a heap of bloody 5s and 6s, which gave him extra attacks because this is an Imperium thing. He ended up with like 15 or 16 attacks on this thing, did F all wounds, and then he saved the wounds, so he did no damage whatsoever. And then this thing turned around and did a whopping like fucking 13 wounds on Abaddon. He only had 2 left, so this Wolfen Dreadnought just sent Abaddon's ass back to the warp big time and then moved forward. So at the end of Chaos turn 3, I managed to score, I held this objective and this one, which gave us 10 points. So we're on a whopping 20 points. Whoop, whoop. He's on 34 points and he is all over me like a fat kid on a cupcake. So we are going to have to do something serious here. It's going into his turn 4. I think we're about to get tabled, but we'll let him have his turn 4 because, you know, he's doing so well in this battle. I like to let people see it through, you know. So we'll see what happens, and if he doesn't table me, well then you're the worst Space Wolf player ever. Alright, we'll get back to you in turn 4 of Space Wolves. Alright guys, end of Space Wolf turn 4, and I think you know what happened. So, Jake racked up full 15 points for having these 3 objectives at the start of the turn. He also got points for being in all table quarters, and he also got points for killing more. So this ran over here, finished off all the guys that were in there with ease. There was no issue whatsoever. And then Bjorn come and joined in on these guys and finally helped them finish this off and smash these guys. So At the end of Space Wolves turn 4, Jake has tabled me and maxed out points. This was a good performance on his behalf. He has absolutely just pumped me. So, what more could I say? Good game. Really enjoyed it. Loved using the Abaddon, the Despoiler in any match. You know, these are the things that are the joy of the game. Using fantastic, cool models. And playing games out. I don't mind getting my head kicked in. It's good. I'm happy to see the Space Wolves get up in this. So, man of the match. Jake chose the Wolf and Dreadnought, and I can see why. He reckons I should put a second one in. We're looking at either that or Murderfang. I'm not sure. Put a comment and put a comment in the comments. Comment in the comments, people. Tell me whether we should get another Wolf and Dreadnought. Jake reckons yes. I reckon you say something. I'm going with the Abaddon, the Despoiler, just because besides that last feeble attack against the Wolf and Dreadnought, he did fantastic, just cleaving everything down. I'm giving an honourable mention as well to Ragnar. He can't take a hit, but when that guy hits, gee, he takes down vehicles, he takes down bloody whole units of guys. Like the amount of attacks he pumps out with that AP4 and flat 2 damage. Whew! Do not get in his way. Make sure you're hitting him and he's not hitting you. Alright guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. We'll get back and get another one going. Leave some comments in what you want to see next, all that sort of stuff. And we'll keep making these videos and hopefully you guys are enjoying them. And stay tuned. We'll see you soon.